once we've created our three tables and we have created our relationships, we can then go on and create our forms. And a form is defined as displaying one record at a time. Now this one's been created by a student, so there are a few things missing, and you should be able to spot the few things that are missing. The most important part of this, I guess, is that this one doesn't have the properties set out 100% perfectly, and we can certainly fix that up if we wanted to. So forms are important because you can display all records one record at a time, and you can also make it as user friendly as possible. This one also has a switchboard which has a macro link to it, and so that's what the switchboard looks like, and that's really not hard to do. So if we go to design view and you look at the properties, the event is a welcome, which is actually a macro, and a macro can be created over here, where we can just simply do a very basic macro which says, alright, I want you to beep, for example, and that's our macro. And this one actually has, if we look at the design of this one, we can see that it's got beep. It's just a normal type message box. We can do, say, oh, look out, it's really important, or we can put the title in, say, hello, and this is what's going to happen when we run it. So if we run that, you can see that, yes, I want to save it, and there you go, hello, oh, look, you're welcome to my, and it made a beep as well, and that's just been linked to that switchboard there. See, it's linked to there. It's not that hard to do. It's just a matter of changing the properties on load. When it loads up, it does that. So they're the things that we can do. The last thing we talked about, of course, is, oh, I need to close that, is a query, and what we do with this. So let's have a look at the query of this one. You can see the relationships there, and there's actually no question that's been asked of this query, but remember, this is where the queries happen, and we had an explanation of the different types of operators, logical operators, oops, and if, and not things, or we can do things like wildcards where we say, oh, I won't do it in that one, I'll do it in product name. Let's say we want to find a product with every that has an R in it. So if we run this, we'll see we get product servos, motors, props, air compressor. They have an R in it, so that works as far as the query goes. And then once we've created the query, we then have to report to display the information, or then what we do is we write a mail merge letter, which is what we saw in the last tutorial 18 was about this one here, where all the data is the fields with the data in it are merged into this letter, so that we can just simply scroll through the records, and when it prints all those records, and we don't have to write a letter for each person. There's one letter written, and then the mail merge data all goes into that. So that's pretty much it to talk about databases and what you need to do. So I would strongly recommend going back and reviewing each of these videos so that you can follow along. Maybe even create the actual database that I created and follow along with me, and then when it's time to do your assessment, you can then use this video as well as the last video that I made to get an idea of, you know, putting clients in, putting purchases in, and putting products in based on what you've learned in those previous videos. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and I hope they really do help so that you can learn the basics behind databases. Thank you for watching.